All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do The Moon is Following Us, issue number 6 of Image Comics. This is a, nightmare cover. Well, it's not really a nightmare. It has the nightmares of the... What's... Okay, let me explain a little bit later. Yeah, let's dive... Let's dive in. I lost my train of thought. Riley Rosso is the artist with Danny Warren Johnson, mostly Riley Rosmo. Sorry. And I'm starting to warm up to his art. I said it before, I think his art was in DC Comics not really that good. Not because of his style, but it's more like some artists do lend better with other genres than X genre. And his art with fantasy, it's really good. It's really good. I really like this in this really mishmash of strange things that I'm seeing on paper. So without further ado, let's dive in because we start here when this wizard, I believe his name is Duncan, betrayed our heroes for his daughter. And this is in the real world, by the way. While the battle was won by him. Well, it's not the war that was won, the battle, right? And because he betrayed them. And he did that with a reason, right? Probably because his little girl was sick. I'm not entirely sure. And then, what's his name? Pigface? That's this creature that we've seen before. If you want to check out the whole gist story, check out my other videos. And, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so. Would be pretty nice. Thank you so much. Anyway, so, and it's because of him that Duncan, got what he wanted. His daughter back. And he says, why isn't your daughter awake? Well, Duncan says the process takes longer if they are free in the dreaming world. They escape Penny's nightmares intervened. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. These are Penny's nightmares. And this is not Penny, by the way. This is not a girl. Right, he said, you want your girl awake for good? Then intervene back. All right, and then Duncan and Sam is waking up and they are being greeted by this man. And he says, so this guy says, come with me. This looks so fun. This is a crab tank, straight out of a dream. Looks fun. He says, it's different from how you used to get around in the world, I imagine. He says, who are you? And he introduces himself as Jebediah Swano. I like that name. And if you look closely, he has some kind of a spider armor on, very big legs and also small. Looks good. And then they're carrying a little bit here because Sam is not a fan of spiders. Neither is Penny because, like I said, they are their nightmares. He says that here too. Says, how is it that my baby's nightmares are the ones fighting for her? Well, we both know how the world turns as you grow to adulthood without us. How will she be ready for the terrible reality? No one likes us, but we are necessary. All right, but they are being hunted by the Cascade, right? Anyway, so what's wrong with that eye and that face? Anyway, so then they talk about, Tash. Oh, I said Duncan. I'm sorry, this is Duncan. Tash is the wizard, by the way, who betrayed them. And, they know why they are possibly betrayed. Sorry, I need to get a little bit more light in here, so that's why I'm fumbling around here. So, not too much light, but also not too less. Too little, I mean. So, Swano says that Pigface is all behind this, right? And, they're being drained because they pay the price for, rescuing Penny, but also giving them weapons because he's some kind of a... What is he actually? Some kind of a weapon dealer? He has all this stuff in his cape. This bat creature. Pretty cool. So, Swano says, Tash has full access to your body and Penny's body now. You are being drained slowly. You will feel it soon. We don't much have time. And they also lost probably 10 years of their life. He said, who is he? Pigface. A demon that grew bored of his world and found a new way to satisfy his constant hunger, tormenting dreams. Reminds me a little bit of, Nightmare from the Marvel Comics. He says similar motives, sort of. But he says, but to do it, he needs a human partner with Tash. With Tash is that terrible host and collaborator. So yeah, he's working with Tash to, what we see here in the beginning with his daughter, right? But Tash feels a little bit guilty, right? So maybe he'll come around in the end. Who knows? I don't know. And so Sam says, hey, how do you know much about all of this? I'm a nightmare. I hear everything spoken around Penny. I like that, Although they are not really sentient creatures, somehow they are still alive in Penny's brain, or let's say imagination. He says, why aren't you were fighting with us before? Well, they are more operating in the shadows, right? They don't want to only strike when it's necessary. Your daughter's toys, while beautiful, were no use to your fight. Tash knew this. If this is true, why didn't you do something? He says, I'm sorry for your losses, but it was a huge risk and they had to wait for the perfect moment. But then he is getting interrupted by this creature. And they say, the trap has sprung. It's triggered around the playground. To the crab tank! It's so cool. So, and it is some kind of a playground, I guess. And they catch one of the cascade. And Sam says, hey, should we have our suits on? But Swano says they are not of use here because, well, he says, what do you mean? Well, he releases the creature. He says, please try and use them without any hesitation. They pick up the guns they got from Pigface from the real world, right? And, there are weapons from the real world. That's what I'm trying to say. Blast this guy into bits and pieces. But he's, reassembling himself, regenerating. But then Swano comes in and kills him. These weapons are useless. He says, I understand your impulse when your child is in danger, you return to guns and bombs. But the weapons of your world will not work inside your daughter's mind. You must take out arms that celebrate her. Okay. So what does that mean? And where are we? We are inside your daughter's dream mind where you always been. He said, I don't recognize any of this. Because the armor task gave you block your eyes from truly seeing this place. Yeah, it looks like I said, a giant playground with dragons and monsters and, cookies and Slurpees and milkshakes and whatnot. And they are looking around amazed. So then Duncan is finding someone, but then Cascades are heading on the way. And Sam comes, hey, Duncan, we got to get out of here. And then he grabs something. So we call it a maxi cozy in the Netherlands. So I'm not sure, for holding the baby in the back of the car. I don't know how you call it anywhere else. Probably the same, but the baby chair. You probably won't know what I mean. It's just, I don't know. Mostly it's not really working. But then the cascade comes from the ground. I think that's cool instead of, coming from the woods and invading them. But they are, emerging from the ground is pretty cool. But then Duncan and Sam are being separated. And she says, I have to go back to Duncan. No choice. We have to make our stand here. And then there's a cool battle, but also some kind of a shark comes from the water, grabs this cascade guy. And then Sam goes back to where Penny was afraid of sharks. Most people are afraid of sharks, right? And this is probably one of her nightmares. And so she's being attacked. But then Duncan comes in with a maxi cozy, clobs this thing. He says this thing is indestructible. And he says, look around, Sam, do something. So she grabs a stick kills kills the shark or impales it, and asks Swanner to cut it in half, and then she's using this as a, I don't know. It's I mean, it's not a sword. It's not sharp. It's more like a hammer. But somehow she's cleaving through all these creatures. It looks ridiculous and cool at the same time. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't see this coming, and that's probably why I like it a lot. All these things. I want to see things on screen and in comic books that nobody has seen before. It could be weird. It could be ridiculous. It could be funny. It could be serious, but I want something different than the norm, quote unquote. And this is this is it, right? So I like the red background, and so the Cascade is attacking all at once, and she says, "Hey, Duncan, you up for some defense? You know it." So they're grabbing each other's hands, and yeah, this looks good. This looks great. Looks fun. Look at this. Bodies flying around. Lots of Cascade creatures attacking. Gives me an idea for the cover that I'm going to use for Volume 2 from my comic, by the way. Nice. Yeah, looks good. So they are basically won the battle for now. And they say, hey, we're coming, Penny. We're going to bring you home. And that's the end of the book for now. And that leads us to the next issue that we're of course, gonna do. And I don't have this cover, but I have because there's a lot of covers, right? So this is a Nightmare cover. The next one will be some kind of a fairy tale cover of issue 8 that we're gonna look at it. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'll see you next time. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.